The stock market is one of the most interesting and, coincidentally, one of the most important parts of our economy. It has a mind of its own, as most people say. This is not entirely true though, as the stock market absolutely does take outside influence, aka Elon Musk. How is that? In today's video, we'll discuss how celebrity billionaires affect the stock market, along with some notable examples, so stick around. First up, direct control of the market. We can't talk about the stock market and the role of influencers in its fluctuation without discussing the presence they hold within the market. As of 2021, more than 89% of the stock market was owned by influencers. This means they enjoy almost unanimous control over how the market fluctuates and changes. A lot of the companies on the market are founded and run by these billionaire influencers too, which means that they have even more control over the market than you could imagine. By owning these companies, celebrity billionaires also have the opportunity to host investor calls. These are meetings that allow them to talk to investors directly. On the other hand, independent investors don't have that luxury, and that's just one of many ways the uber-rich controls the market. Moving on, even more indirect control of the market. If that wasn't enough, billionaire celebrities have even more ways of taking control of the market. People take billionaires' words very seriously. The amount of money that they have gives them legitimacy and gives their advice a lot of power. This means that anything that they choose to invest in would be heavily invested in by other people too, as they believe that the billionaires have some inside information on what's going on within the market. One such example is Elon Musk and his insistence on investing in Dogecoin. Dogecoin was a cryptocurrency that Musk invested in and advised his followers to invest in too. This led to thousands of people putting their money into Dogecoin, and its price rose to astronomical levels. This story unfortunately ended in tragedy as the currency turned out to be less than reliable, costing a lot of people a lot of their hard-earned money. So, what's so special about Musk's internet presence? As obvious from the Dogecoin incident, Elon Musk easily qualifies as one of the quintessential stock market celebrity influencers. Over time, he's built a reputation among internet users for being very tech-savvy and open about himself. This is what the secret is. You don't become the most defended and loved billionaire on Twitter without having a personality. That's exactly what Musk has in spades, which is why he remains very popular and always in the middle of conversations on social media. Musk's social media presence is that of an influencer and not of a billionaire. If we compare him to other billionaires like Warren Buffett or Jeff Bezos, we start realizing that social media is a tool that Musk used for the benefit of his brand. He oftentimes done things that put him in hot water and caused a lot of debates. This includes arguing with government officials, talking down on public transport in favor of his Hyperloop plans, and just generally posting about video games on the internet. So he's just another guy talking about video games on the internet? Who doesn't love video games? Of course, tweeting about video games is not the problem that a lot of people have with Musk. In fact, we're willing to bet that many of the people who tweet against Elon Musk's antics are gamers themselves. The concerning bit is that Musk is not your average guy on the internet. He's a billionaire, and he has access to resources that most of us can't even dream of. He also has an influence on many people that look up to him as a guru or as an expert in his fields. Many people might say that Musk's opinions, especially on more divisive issues, could influence the younger audience on Twitter in a way which is unwarranted. This is a very valid criticism, but some might also say that Musk is a human who's allowed to use the internet any way he likes. Still, many people are annoyed by Elon Musk's internet presence and often choose to speak up against the way he chooses to approach certain topics, and that's exactly what happened here. So, what does all of this have to do with Manchester United? Musk is a very rich individual who likes to tweet out his thoughts. Cool, what could this possibly have to do with Manchester United? If we were to ask you to come up with things Musk may talk about on his Twitter, there's a very high chance that you won't mention Manchester United at all. The British club is so far removed from Musk's usual discussion points that it caught the entire internet, including us, by surprise. You must be thinking of links too, right? Well, you'd be surprised at the reason why Elon Musk mentioned the club on his Twitter. As it turns out, it was actually to buy the club. Manchester United is owned by the Glazer family, one of the wealthiest families in sport. They've had ownership of the club for almost 2 decades now, and the club has experienced some great successes under their ownership. When Sir Alex Ferguson, the legendary Manchester United manager, was still in charge, the club won several different Premier Leagues. Commercially, United became the biggest club in the world and stayed there for some time under the Glazers. However, there's been problems with the United hierarchy. It all started with the retirement of their legendary manager, Sir Alex Ferguson. Once Ferguson was gone, it was really hard for the club to replicate its success. More importantly, the Glazers didn't care enough about the club to create a bond with the supporters or to invest money into the club. All of this has led to United being an absolute disarray for the past couple of years. The fans are not happy, the players are not good, and the atmosphere around the club is very negative. Musk saw this as an opportunity to capitalize on and mentioned that he wants to buy the club. This tweet spread like wildfire, with people confused and surprised that someone was willing to buy the club off of the Glazer family. Despite all of the hype, it turned out that Musk was never serious about buying the club. He soon mentioned that he was actually joking and that he never had an intention of buying any part of Manchester United. Let's ask the obvious question then. What was the result of Musk's tweet? As most of us know, half of Musk's tweet are to be taken as a joke. However, by the time he mentioned that the tweet was indeed intended to be a joke, the damage was already done. People had bought the hype Musk sold them, and the stock market was already showing the signs. Manchester United's stock saw a 17% increase, meaning a lot more people invested within the club in hopes that Musk would buy it and improve its stature, netting them a profit. This, of course, one of the biggest examples of Musk's tweets having real-world consequences. The stock market was quickly affected, and thousands put money into Manchester United, increasing their stock price by a margin it hadn't before in some time. United's shares traded under MANU on the New York Stock Exchange climbed up by 3.68% in pre-market trading by 4:30 a.m. This was after initially rocketing up to the already mentioned 17% after the tweet was first made. This means that even if the tweet was clarified as a joke, the reaction still left a mark on MANU share prices. If Musk were to buy the club, hypothetically, it'd cost him around $2 billion. This means that the club would have been a massive investment on the part of Musk, so we really don't blame him for not following through with the idea. And finally, what did the internet think? Let's go back to our universal jury, the internet. What did the internet think of Musk's recent antics? What did they make of the prank by Musk? And what were the possible implications of following through with the deal? Well, let's look at the Manchester United fans first of all. As expected, they were really happy with the initial news of Musk buying the club, and equally disappointed at it being a prank. Twitter was flooded with hyper-specific memes about the current state of Manchester United and the role Musk could have played in the club's fortunes. There was also a lot of noise because Musk would have been one of the most eccentric football club owners of all time, so the idea of it all was just something the internet was struggling to wrap its mind around. There were also people who just weren't happy with Musk going back on his word again. So many people were very quick to remind everyone that Musk has a habit of doing this. He always promises things and then backs out of them. Some even speculated that he does it specifically to manipulate the stock market. Musk defended himself by saying that he's just making jokes like a normal person on Twitter. That's a wrap for this video. What did you think of Elon Musk's tweet about buying Manchester United? Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.